How many videos does it take to succeed on YouTube? Unfortunately, you're probably not going to like the answer that I give you, and that's because when it comes to these type of questions, people typically want a straightforward answer, right? A seemingly tangible number that they can work towards. And that's understandable because that's just the way we are programmed, right? Look at our jobs that we work. We're all programmed to go work for a specific number of hours for a specific amount of pay, okay? That's just the way we've been programmed. Most people just can't handle working for the unknown, right? And what do I mean by working for the unknown, right? Just having to just constantly do some work, not knowing whether or not it's going to work, and not knowing how much we're going to get paid for it or rewarded for it, if at all we do get rewarded for it. So that's just, it's a new way or a different way of thinking, contrary to what most of us have been programmed to do from day one, right? And that's the reason why most people just don't succeed on YouTube, right? I think it's like, I believe the CEO of YouTube said it's something like 6% of the channels on YouTube are monetized, right? So when you look at those numbers, everything's already stacked up against you, right? The numbers are not in your, they're not in your favor, all right? Which leads me to discussing the definition of success on YouTube. So that could mean different things for different people, right? Getting a video that hits 100 views, is it getting a video that hits 1,000 views, 10,000 views, 100,000 views, right? Or even when you can look at success from the standpoint of the number of subscribers that you're receiving, right? It's all relative, different for different people. But let's just go ahead and define success on YouTube. Just give it a standard definition, which is what most people, I would like to think, are aspiring to when they do jump on YouTube, and that is getting monetized through the YouTube Partner Program. All right, what does that require? 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in the previous 12 months, right? So let's just use that as our basis, as the general thing that would be considered success on YouTube. Okay, now here's the answer to the question, right? How many videos does it take to succeed on YouTube, given our definition of success on YouTube? And the answer is, it depends, okay? It depends. Like, there's just so many variables, so many different things that come into play. For example, whether it's straight up, right? The quality of your videos, right? The equipment you're using, or how entertaining are you of a person? How charismatic are you? How pretty are you? How handsome are you? These are uncomfortable things to talk about, but that's just the reality. These are all little things that come into play, right? So by default, some people are just going to have certain advantages over others. That's just that's just the reality, right? Even though we might not want to acknowledge it, but it's just the truth, okay? However, putting all that aside, there is so much that anybody can do to make sure that they get to the point that they succeed, that they actually do succeed on YouTube. And having said that, I will give you, towards the end of the video, I will give you some tangible numbers that you can use as a guide to help you determine how long or how many videos or how much work you've got to put in to get to that point of succeeding on YouTube, aka getting monetized through the YouTube Partner Program. All right. Having said all that, every YouTube channel has a number. Okay. Every YouTube channel has a specific number, and that number is the number of videos that have to be created on that channel for it to take off. Okay. So let's just say, let's just say that number for, any given channel, it's going to be different for every single channel because of what I just previously told you, right? There's so many different variables that come to play. But the only way you're going to know what that number is for your channel is if you keep on posting, right? So let's just say your number is, right, 90 videos, all right? And if you created 89 videos and you stopped right there, you gave up at the 89th video and didn't create that 90th video, that would have been the one to blow up and actually, make things, take off, get the needle moving for you, right? Getting to those subscribers and accumulating the necessary watch hours. If you stopped at the 89th video, you would have never found out that your number is that 90th video. So keeping that in mind, you just have to keep posting, right? And you have to take this, you have to have a long-term mentality, long-term approach when it comes to succeeding on YouTube. Because if, for instance, I told you right now that your number is 300, right? 300 videos, would you be willing to stick it out and post up to 300 videos to succeed on YouTube? That's going to be up to you, right? And for some people, that number might be as little as 30 videos, okay? So it's going to be different for everyone, but every single YouTube channel has that number, right? So let's just look at my scenario just to give you an example of example of what I'm talking about, right? I have not succeeded on YouTube, right, based on the definition we previously gave. But let's just take a look at what I'm describing here in terms of posting and posting and posting until you hit that number, right? So currently I'm at 56 videos, okay? 56 videos that I've posted so far. That includes 16 shorts and basically 40 long form videos. If you look at all the views on all my videos, you can see here I'm getting pretty, all the way, if we go all the way down to the bottom, I'm getting pretty low views, right? I was getting from the early days, you can see my first video that I created, you can see right there, I only got 7 views on it, right? 7 views, and then I was getting 15 views, 20 views, 4 views, 6 views, 4 views, 22 views. Like a good video for me was getting up to 20 something views. And it took until I hit this video right here that got me 748 views. That incidentally was my 30th video, right? My 30th long form video that I posted. And that video just, out of the blue, just jumped out that just happened to be one that did well for me. 748 views. Prior to that, I'd gotten a couple of videos that had gotten up to 90 something views and 60 views. I hadn't cracked 100, right? But then out of nowhere, I have this video. So one could say my number was 30, right? This is just in a small way, right? Obviously, I've not yet succeeded, right? But I've gotten a taste and an idea of what things could look like when you actually get to that number, right? So prior to that video, I was at 25, 26 subscribers. And then this video that just out of nowhere, by my standards and by the size of my channel, right, was a video that by my standards went viral, okay? And that video alone doubled my subscriber count from like 25, 26 subscribers all the way to 50, 56, 52 subscribers, okay? So that, and then what I noticed was that as a result, my other videos started getting a little traction. So it's like this whole idea of a rising tide lifts all boats, right? So that one video was my rising tide, and then it started helping my other videos to get a little more traction. So that's kind of what would happen once you get to that point where you hit that number, right? This is just a mini version of me hitting that number. But I have to keep posting until I actually hit that one video that gets me those 1,000 plus 10,000 views, right? And then gets me the bunch of subscribers, a bunch of views, watch hours, right? That's more important. Watch hours, right? So to speak. So I've got to keep going, and in the same way, you have also got to keep going. Now let's get to what I referenced earlier in terms of a systematic hard numbers that you can work towards, right? So at least just to give you an idea to reverse engineer how much work you've got to put in. On average, and this is based, I've ran these numbers looked at them on different channels, and just to give me an idea of how things could possibly look. Just to point something out real quick, as you see, after that 748 video, I started getting videos my videos started doing a little bit better, right? I was consistently, well, I shouldn't say consistently, but I started to get videos on a more regular basis where I was hitting 40 views, 30 something views, 90 something views. And I've got to keep posting, right? I've slowed down a little bit, but I need to stop. I'm going to pick up right now, and so I can get to that number quicker. But now, when it comes to like the systematic method of looking at things to give you an idea of how much work you've got to put in, for every 100 views that you get, right? If you are getting less than 1 subscriber for every 100 views you get, you're pretty much doing what I would imagine, I would like to guess. This is not something standard. This is just my opinion, and based on the little bit of research that I've done and seen and heard different things or whatever. But based on what I've seen and comparing it to my channel and looking at a bunch of channels, if you're getting less than 1 subscriber for 100 views, I would consider that to be somewhat just kind of below average, right? If you're getting 1 subscriber per 100 views, I would consider that average, right? If you're getting 2 subscribers per 100 views, you're doing pretty well, okay? So every 50 subscribers, you're getting a view, right? So 2 subscribers per 100 views, you're doing pretty good. If you're getting 3 subscribers per 100 views, you're doing really, really well. And anything 4 subscribers and above per 100 views, you're doing phenomenal. You're doing way above average. Fantastic. Okay. So let's just say you were in that realm, just for the sake of easy numbers, easy calculations. You were doing fantastic at 4 subscribers per 100 views. You can look at that, and based on that, you would know that you'd have to generate at least 25,000 views. Okay, so you want to look at it from the standpoint of views as opposed to how many videos you need to create. It's how many views you need to get. So if you generate 25,000 views and you're doing phenomenally well based on 4 subscribers per 100 views, you will get to your 1,000 subscribers, right? If you're only getting 2 subscribers per 100 views, then you would need about 50,000 views to accumulate your 1,000 subscribers, right? And then if you're only getting one subscriber per 100 views, which is average, right? You would need about 100,000 views to hit your 1,000 subscribers. And then that's just one side of it, right? The subscriber side of it. And then when we're looking at the watch hour side of things, right? The watch hour side of things, let's just say, and I'm giving these numbers here based on my channel. So for instance, like I've got 78 subscribers now and by the way, these views are based on long form views. I'm not including, don't factor in shorts, because the metrics for shorts are completely different, right? But with my numbers here, I'm getting about, I'm averaging about, a view, 1 subscriber per every 80 views, right? Every 80 views, I'm getting 1 subscriber, right? So I'm what I would consider average, right? For every 100 views, I'm getting 1 subscriber, something like that. Now, when it comes to the watch hour side of things, I'm going to lowball it here. Let's just say on average, the average view, duration per view that you're getting is 1 minute and 30 seconds. So 1.5 minutes per view. All right. And I'm lowballing there because I think I would like to think that for the most part, if you have a decent video of like 10 minutes or more, 1 minute and 30 seconds of watch time should be pretty doable. Okay. So if you're doing 1 minute 30 seconds, that's 1.5 minutes per view. That's basically 0.025 watch hours, okay? And we need 4,000 watch hours, right? 4,000 watch hours, which means, so if you take 4,000 watch hours and divide this by 0.025, which I'd done the calculations before, and that you're getting 0.025 watch hours per view, you would need basically about 160,000 views, okay, which would translate, if you're only getting 0.025 watch hours, you'd need 160,000 views, which would get you to those 4,000 watch hours, okay? So those are the numbers. Keep those in mind. You can take those numbers and compare them to what numbers you have on your channel right there, and reverse engineer and take things from there. So as far as how many videos you need to be successful on YouTube, you just take those numbers, apply them to your channel, and then you can reverse engineer and give yourself an idea of how much you've got to put in, right? If you're average, the other thing to be looking at is probably how many views you're averaging per video, stuff like that. But look more from the standpoint of how many views you're getting, as opposed to how many videos you have to make, right, in order to be successful on YouTube. Hopefully that helps. If you have any questions, put it in the comment section below. Suggestions, do same. And I will catch you in my next video. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Ciao.